What if you could trade options every day, make a profit, and even hedge your portfolio to reduce risk? Yeah, every single day you were a winner, and on the days that you weren't, you just roll to the next day and wait it out until you win. What do you think you could do over time, like say a year or two? You just scale up and print money. Now you're living the life of luxury. Not to mention the instant gratification and control that you'll have. No more money concerns. In today's video, we're going to cover why should we trade 0 DTE SPX call credit spreads? When do we place 0 DTE call credit spread trades? And we will show results of 0 DTE option trades and how we made $2,400 over just the last 60 days. So basically $300 per week. And finally, how do we place a trade with a 0 DTE SPX option call credit spread? Hey guys, Darren here. We've got a great video for you here today. However, before we get started, if you appreciate the research and time that it takes to come out with videos like this, all I ask is that you please hit like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it, so thank you. Today we're covering 0 DTE SPX option strategies. I think it's super important that we understand how the rich are getting richer and the strategies that they're using. And we want to understand the same strategies and use the same tools that they're using so that we can profit in any market. Also, be sure to download the free options workshop in the link below. It talks about the two main benefits of trading options over buying stocks. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial planner and I'm not recommending trades. Please do your own research, and if you're new or learning options, I recommend you start small. Guys, 0 DTE SPX options are a hot topic these days. I mean, if you can make a profit quickly, why wait? I'd rather do it quickly than wait. Why trade 0 DTE SPX call credit spreads? Well, we want to profit when the market moves in both directions. The stock market trades in both directions. Sure, in the long term, over time, the market moves up 7 to 10% on average per year historically. This is the proven return over time. However, every single year, this is not a given. Some years it will be up and some years it will be down. They always say, past performance is no guarantee of future results. Yeah, but it gives us a pretty good idea. Now, in the short term, say a month or a week or even a day or parts of a particular trading day, do you think that the market moves up a very small amount of that 7 to 10% per year? Maybe like a 1/1000% every single day? No, of course not. The market moves up some days and down other days. Up some months and down some months and even years. And with every single particular day, it's choppy and it moves up and down throughout the day. So even though there's a 7 to 10% positive drift over the long term, actually a year in the market, then when that's broken down into a week or a single day or even a 15-minute interval within that day, it's almost a 50-50 shot. So there's a 50% chance that the price will move up or down in the short term. It's basically a coin flip. As option traders, this is our opportunity to get in and out and make some money. We want to place our trades when there are as many factors in our favor as possible to help us to profit. We also can sell SPX call credit spreads to hedge our portfolios. Most of us have our positions as long stock positions or option positions with a bias towards the upside and positive deltas. So this is great when the market moves up. But what if we could also profit on the days when the market moves down? Yeah, so we win every day no matter what. On up days, we take profits on our long positions and just hold on to our short positions. And on down days, we hold on to our long positions and take profits on our short or bearish positions. That's it. We're winners every single day. When do we place 0 DTE call credit spread trades? Call credit spreads are bearish trades. So we want to put them on when we believe the stock price of the SPX will decrease. I like to use all of the tools at our disposal. In other words, fundamentals, technical charts, news, earnings reports, and conference calls, everything. However, remember that everything is already built into the price of the stock. The actual price is the free market price. For every stock and option sold, there has to be a buyer to buy it. Since SPX is the total of 500 stocks, we obviously can't look at the fundamental news and earnings reports of all those stocks. We do that for the other individual stocks in our portfolios. So we will focus on the technicals or the charts for the SPX. I did a video on chart patterns and technical analysis, so if you haven't seen that, I'll link to it below so that you can check it out. To really focus on when to place zero DTE call credit spreads, I think it's easiest to just share with you when and why I placed certain trades over the last couple of months. You can then figure out what is best for you. The market has moved from 45.75 on August 1st down to 42.88 over the last 2-month period, as shown here on the TradingView chart. So a 6% down move in 2 months. This is one of the reasons that has definitely helped us to make $2,425 trading call credit spreads in SPX over the last 2 months. However, let me tell you, we could have just as easily lost that same amount over the same period of time depending upon when we entered and exited the trades. We obviously don't have time to go through each of the individual trades. However, I am going to show you how I did it and what I look for when placing the trades and closing them out. Let's take a look at a long-term chart on TradingView showing SPX and where it is today at 42.88. As you can see, it's a little above the long-term trend line from 2009 to present. Keep in mind we are up about 11% year to date. Whether above or below the long-term trend line, in the short term, the market will still trade both sides. However, we should be aware that if we are way below the trend line, then call credit spreads may be a little tougher as the market will likely move up more at some point to come back to the trend line. Vice versa, if we are way above the trend line, then the call credit spreads may be more profitable overall in the near future. Now let's take a look at the shorter term weekly and daily charts. Once I understand where we are in the long term, I want to look at the shorter term 5-day and daily charts. These will help me to know when to enter and exit trades. In hindsight, looking at the chart over the last 5 days, it's easy to pick when to enter and exit trades, right? Just sell the call credit spreads at the top of the ranges and then close them out at the bottoms for a profit. It's not quite that easy as it's happening live. Yeah, sometimes price breaks through support or resistance in it. It just messes everything up. But we can see downward trends when we get lower lows and upward trends when we continue to get higher highs. Let's look at a trade scenario that we did within this 60-day period and the $2,425 profit run over just a couple of days. We made $425 over just a couple of days during this period. If we look at the Tasty Trade option chain, we see from the bottom and then move up. On Monday, 9/25 at 8:39 a.m., we sold the 43.25, 43.30 call credit spread and collected $2.55. So it's $255 since one option contract controls 100 shares of stock. We weren't profitable by the end of the day, so we rolled one day out to September 26th. We collected another $170 for doing this. We then had a gap down opening in SPX in the morning, and we were able to close for $230. So we made the $250 plus the $170 minus the $230, or $195 on that trade. Then on the same day, we sold another call credit spread and collected $260. We only had to hold the trade for, a little under 2 hours, from 9:50 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. And we made another $230 since we closed for just $30. Here's the chart on TradingView showing exactly when we placed those trades and where the SPX stock price was at those specific times. This chart kind of provides the history and reasoning as to why I placed those trades at those specific times. So I'll go through what I was thinking. On Monday at 9:25 a.m., I was thinking that overall I have mostly longer delta in my portfolio. So I wanted to place some negative delta trades to hedge my portfolio and be able to profit should the market move down. I knew we were still a little above the long-term trend line, and as always, there were a number of reasons the market could see short-term weakness. The market didn't move in my favor, so at the end of the day, just prior to the market close, I recentered and widened my strikes by rolling the $5 wide spread to a $10 wide spread, centering the strikes around the current price with just 9 minutes left until the market closed. I do like to wait until just prior to the market close if possible. This way, at least I'm fairly close to being centered at the close. Sometimes if I do have a 0 DTE trade on that is a loser, and I know that I can't be in front of my computer or phone at the time, then I'll go ahead and I'll roll earlier if it's a loser. Now, on Tuesday the 26th, the market gapped down and opened quite a bit lower. I love when this happens. I was able to close right away at 6:49 a.m. and take the risk off the table and lock in the $195 profit. Now, at about 9:50 a.m., it looked like there was some resistance at around the 42.95 level. I also knew that I needed some short delta to be able to profit in both directions. So I sold another $5 wide call credit spread. I knew that if it didn't profit within the day, I could just recenter, double the width of my strikes to collect more premium and roll to the next day, Tuesday. Well, at 11:45 a.m., I was able to close for $30 and keep $230 in profit. All right, guys, now you know how to profit selling 0 DTE call credit spreads. In case you don't know how to actually place the call credit spread trade, here we go. We go to our option trading platform. I'm using Tastytrade, which is one of the best and most intuitive for trading options. These are the guys that developed the TOS Thinkorswim option trading platform and sold it to TD Ameritrade. TD and Schwab use the platform still to this day. Tastytrade is even better. Please use the link below to open an account and get cash back. It costs you absolutely nothing, and if you do fund with at least a couple $1,000s, it helps out the channel tremendously, so thank you very much. Also, you need a couple $1,000s in order to place a few different trades anyway. Punch in SPX in the upper left and open up the 0 DTE SPX chain. Then click on the 0 DTE chain to open it up. At the time of this video, SPX is trading at 42.88, so between 42.85 and 42.90. I am going to go right at the money and sell the 42.85, 42.90 call credit spread. We click on the bid to sell the 42.85 and the ask to buy the 42.90 options, and we collect $285 upon placing the trade, and the width of the spread is $5, so the max we can lose is the $5 minus the $285, or $235. We switch to the curve mode and see that we make $285 as long as SPX stays below the 42.85 short strike price by the end of the day. So we are betting that SPX moves down in price. If the trade goes against me, meaning the SPX goes up above the 42.85 short strike, then we can roll out in time and collect additional premium. I know that eventually the market will have a down day and I will make money back and collect more premium. But here's the problem. In order to recenter, roll out, and collect more premium, we will need to widen and double the width of our strikes. In other words, we need to go bigger and put on more risk. So you can keep doing this until you finally win. However, multiple losses in a row and it can get too big for your account quickly. If that happens, what do? Just close out for the loss or keep doubling down? Maybe blow out your account? Sure, if you have unlimited funds, you just keep going, right? Eventually you'll win, I would think. Here is the difference and why I feel comfortable using a more disciplined strategy. I think we all need to know the max amount that we want to risk on any one trade. We have to have a trade management plan so that we can consistently be profitable over the long term. We also need to limit our risk so that we are not caught up in just gambling and laying it all on the line. Guys, I don't want to lose more than, say, $1,000 on any one trade at any time. Let's break down just what it would take for me to get there trading SPX options. First, I place my $5 wide call credit spread. When doing this, I collect around $250 on average. Now let's say the market moves against me. I roll and double the width of my strikes. Most likely, I collect a little more premium, maybe another $100. So now I'm risking $1,000 on the $10 wide strikes. However, I've collected the $250 plus the $100, so $350. So I'm really only risking about $650, which is the $1,000 minus the $350 collected. Now, if the market continues to move up, I will roll one more time. However, this time, I will not roll just one DTE, or days to expiration, out in time. This time, I will roll about 30 days to expiration and widen to $15 wide. I may collect another $200 for doing this. So I'm now risking $1,500, but I've collected $550. So I'm really only risking $950. Now that the market has continued to move up over the last 3 days, so we're really due for a down day, at least at some point during the day. My other positions in my portfolio have also profited from the up move in the market. So even though I've lost a little on my SPX, my portfolio has likely increased in value, much more than the $1,000 that I'm risking placing a 0 DTE call credit spread. I've also given myself more time to make money and profit on the SPX since I'm now out 30 days to expiration. I don't have to wait 30 days though. I can close at any time on any big down day prior to the 30 days. Looking at a few of the key takeaways, we can sell 0 DTE SPX call credit spreads, and they allow us to profit in both directions and hedge our portfolios. We can look at long-term and short-term SPX charts to determine when to enter and exit trades based on support and resistance levels, as well as chart patterns. And we also should know our max loss per trade over a 30-day period so that we can ensure that on any up moves, we can make more money than we lose should the market move up. All right, guys, if you're a beginner and this sounded a little confusing, don't worry. It did for me as well at first. I put a link down below for the free options workshop. Be sure and grab that. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons so you're informed of the future videos that we have coming out, as well as we want to get this video out to as many people as possible. Please make sure you leave a comment below. Ask me a question. Let me know what you're trading, if you're doing 0 DTE SPX options, and share the video with a friend. See you in the next one.